Good morning, everybody.
My phobia is getting pulled over by the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of you.
But we're going downhill from here.
Little balled up stomachs.
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country, forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at him for a second.
This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Francesca. Thank you so much. It is awesome. She is always in such a good mood. Hey, y'all. It is Monday. And it's so good to see y'all. Hey, Shahana, good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Good morning to everybody. What's up, Lamar? Good to see you. Everybody in somewhere overseas. The sun is shining somewhere. And so Brittany, hold, she misspelled Ola. That's funny. Hey, we ain't seen y'all in like 7 days, y'all. And I am so excited. I'm ready to get started. And y'all, let's do what we do. Let's keep up with these Trumps. Is that all right? Because Donald has something to say today. So guess what, y'all? Hey, Miss Britannica, good to see you. Right, see? You know I'm going to call you out. You know, you the first one like to talk crazy to me. So guess what, y'all? Donald Trump has actually came out of the woodworks, and I mean, he throwing straight fire. Y'all want to know what he's doing? He actually told his people, if the GOP don't get behind him, right, that's the grand old party. If the grand old party don't get behind him, he told his 74 million followers, don't vote. Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that you that mad that for the next 2 years, 2022 and 2024, you telling your people don't vote? And y'all know how smart his people is? They ain't gonna vote. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. Like Donald Trump, I mean, man, listen, the man done filed bankruptcy at least 5 times. So I don't think it don't bother him to crap and to go bankrupt. This is really going to be very interesting because if those people don't vote, the Republicans don't have a chance. And this is going to be a very interesting next 4 years. So I'm interested to see what he's doing. So I don't know if he's playing or not, but some people that follow him, they don't really read between the lines good. They actually kind of, if you gave them a sheet of paper, they probably write in color outside the lines just a little bit. I'm just saying. Hey, y'all, we got a lot of family here today, so we got a lot to talk about. So y'all bring the family on in. Let's get on going this morning. Please, pretty please. Sirs, gentlemen, ma'ams, everybody. Oh, man, look at all that color.
Evening.
Like I'm looking in 4K. Good
What's
morning,
going
everybody.
on?
Everybody doing all right?
Yep, Peachy Keen.
Too good.
Oh, fantastic. Listen, y'all don't know what, listen, Black just got off the airplane getting on. So y'all listen.
Wow.
He coming straight in. Yeah. So
Okay.
And listen, shout out to Dwayne. He said he had to go take a driving test. I think that's what he said. because his
Not a
license.
driving test.
Well, I think he trying to get out of his permit or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay,
Got
all
jokes.
right, y'all. So listen, I know we care less about 74 million people voting. Y'all think he finna try to pull this off? He's crazy. Like
Yeah, you got that part right. He is crazy.
I have no other words to say beyond if he get these people not to vote, man. I'm telling you. Thank you, Shahana. Thank you so much.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell Dwayne he can now add that to his permit cost. So thank you so much.
Yeah, he gonna do it. Yeah, I mean he got those knuckleheads to do the insurrection January 6th. So you see all them knuckleheads that did that. So just imagine they gonna follow his lead, man. He just like Jim Jones. I don't know if you all remember Jim Jones when he had the Kool-Aid man. Trump is just another Jim Jones, and his followers, they gonna drink the Kool-Aid. So yeah, I don't believe they'll vote.
so besides him, who else is going to be potentially running? And then we need to look at that. Like, would it actually make a difference if they didn't vote at all?
Yes.
Like
74 million people.
And that's
dang well 74 million people are not going to choose not to vote. Like, that's their whole basis for representing their party.
No. This is where there's a deeper hidden agenda here. Power corrupts.
Yes, sir.
And he's testing, the perimeter here. After all he's done, and he's still he's essentially got a slap on the wrist for all that he's done, and to still be walking around here with 74 million followers. Don't poo-poo this away as something that's innocent and harmless. He's testing the perimeter, folks, and what I'm going to be talking about later on, America's in way more trouble than we admit. And I'm glad you gave the analogy of the Jim Jones. Real talk, we all drinking this damn Kool-Aid. We better wake
That's
up.
what I'm saying. There's got to be like-minded individuals that don't feed into the hype. So let's think about 74 million people. At some point, there has to be people that are like-minded, like us, that will say, okay, we get the bigger picture. We may have supported Trump at one point, but now he's just being ridiculous. Let me use my own mind. And I have to have faith that there is other people out there that are not going to drink the Kool-Aid, just like us. Like, let's not feed into that, that people are not, there's a majority is not smart enough to decipher the difference.
I'm proposing something the exact opposite. I think we're the ones who are sipping Kool-Aid. They sipping cognac. They sipping Hennessy.
Or Clorox.
We're the ones on Kool-Aid.
Some
the
of them
wolves
sipping
been pulled
Clorox.
over our eyes. And we're riding along the other factions as if things are normal.
Yeah.
When in reality,
they're not.
The damn convicts are running the prison.
Yeah. I would say that this is an 8th grade science project, but we ain't playing with frogs.
I think Rue failed to understand the lack of intelligence of Trump supporters. A lot of them are really that dumb. They are dumb enough to do whatever he says to do. And as much as I would like for them not to vote, I am curious to know who is going to be running. But I heard if you do what Trump says, he'll also pay your bills. And I also heard that he said that you should jump off of a bridge after you don't vote. But I just think I think a lot of them are that dumb. They really are, because they think that something good is going to come out of whatever he says that will benefit them.
Oh,
all right, Adam. I appreciate.
I hear you. I hear you, Adam.
That's and again, that's to be seen. I appreciate that, but again, I'm just waiting to see who gonna pull all the intestines out this frog, because this is we on uncharted. We are, like you said, this is uncharted territory. But I'm open for anything. But I do understand. Yeah. So
I don't have any pain. I'm actually
no, ain't no pain here, brother.
I don't have any pain. I just unfortunately used to have a lot of people on my Facebook that are no longer on my Facebook. because of a lot of the rhetoric that they spilled. I know of people who lost their livelihoods, lost friendships, distant relationships with family members over repeating what they've been told related to that Trump era. So there are a lot of people that are foolish enough, not all. Some people just voted for Trump strictly because he was a Republican. Let's be honest. I'm not talking about those individuals.
Right.
I'm talking about the ones that we see walking around doing foolish things in support of Trump. I'm not talking about people that voted for him. That's
yeah, we ain't got 15 minutes, Adam, so don't worry about it. Just keep watching. We'll talk about something else. So, sorry, I'm a liberation. Yeah. Well, hey, they drinking
cool.
too, so get you something.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
all right, he's a libertarian. That's cool. So, all right, man. So, I just want y'all to know it is what it is. But
Adam, you can vote for who you want to. We ain't here to convince you not to. Do what you want to do.
Please do.
You say you're a libertarian, do it. All right, I'm good with Adam. I'd have gave him his 2 minutes of fame.
Yeah, matter of fact, you can write his name on pencil in 24. Because I don't think but anyway, all right. So that's the voter thing. So all minds clear? Not really. So we'll keep moving on. All right, what we doing next? Yeah. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, a little piece of integrity has died today. For those that don't know, Colin Powell was the first. I'm not saying that word. He's black.
Gotcha.
Right. He's the first black Secretary of Defense?
Yes. No, Secretary of State.
Secretary of the State. Yeah.
Yes. He was the first black Secretary of State.
Yeah. So Secretary of State, man. Condoleezza Rice and all these other people, I respect them for being Republicans because they weren't Republicans for the simple fact of just following some individual. They were Republicans because they believed in some form of ideology. And that's shifted so bad. So even where others may disagree on his positions or his policies, there was still a level of respect there. And this man, when I'm telling you, like, for where we are today, from where he was when he was in office, like, I'm not saying they wasn't doing wrong, but my goodness, at least the man didn't have no scandals, right?
He didn't.
So, yeah, and so Colin Powell, man, I respect him. I was really young when he was in office, but knowing what I know now, that's goodness. That's no longer available to give sound advice to those that look and sound and act like him. So shout out to Colin Powell, man, for all the work that he did for this country. So right on. So we just wanted to, make that be known to this morning about Colin Powell, right? So
yes.
Salute, sir. Yes, sir.
Salute.
All right, what we got next, man? That joker said, did something happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Adam, I'm finna hit you with that Ghostbuster. You better watch it.
Right. Yeah. I know what he's doing. Yeah, we know what you're doing.
We like trolls. Man,
we
love the trolls.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we love them trolls. So that joke said, all right. So what we got next? She said, can we talk about what? Can we talk about the fact that he was fully No. I ain't got time. He switched it. Yeah. All right, I ain't got time. All right, let's go on because they're gonna get us in trouble. He said I'm not a bad troll. All right then. Well, look here. The next thing going up is when you send me a sticker, and it better be more than what Shahana sent me. So all right, here we go. So all right, 24/7 Walmart. So ladies and gentlemen, here we go. All of a sudden, Uncle Joe says, hey, y'all, stuff ain't coming in. Christmas ain't going to be the same way it was. Yada, yada, this, that, and the third. I need y'all to figure this out, private sector. And so all of a sudden, now they want to put the slaves back to work even harder, y'all. So not only do they want Walmart, they want UPS, they want FedEx, all these jokers now to go 24/7. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I used to work for UPS, and I couldn't even do 4 hours trying to unload those trucks. And y'all talking about we finna be doing this thing for 24/7? Ladies and gentlemen, in my town alone, They have removed half of the cash registers out of the Walmart and have replaced them with those self-checkouts. And
That's
they finna do the
everywhere.
other half. We in trouble. We in trouble.
Yes, we
He
are.
said we got to get us ready for everybody to keep up with these holidays because he says there's not enough supplies moving. Y'all, they about to kill these folks.
Well, can I say something?
Yeah, man, go for it. That's what we're here for.
Here's the thing, you know, on its face value, it's bad, but it's in response to where we are. And I keep saying we're in trouble as a country. The pandemic didn't only shelter us in our homes. What it did psychologically is it's created a vacuum where people don't want to work anymore either. A third of the U.S. workforce is no longer working anymore. And so brick and mortar stores like Walmart and these factories and stuff, they aren't able to keep up because as Americans, we don't make anything anymore.
Right.
You know, we demand so much, you know, and we buy, we spend, but we don't make anything. And so when you see a place where they're taking out the registers, it's because they're struggling to find qualified individuals to run those registers. And Walmart, being Walmart, what they decided was that I'm not going to get caught with my pants down again. So I'm going to automate this thing and replace these people from having to give them $15, $17 an hour and pay them health benefits. But then now, in response to a third of us not even want to go back to work, they're having to run these places 24/7 because we still want. Brick and mortar stores are limping on their last legs trying to survive. And so it's a terrible concoction. And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it throughout the show. We are in way more trouble than we admit. We rolling along like everything is okay, but it's not. And I got news for folks. We're never getting back to normal.
No, there's gonna be a new normal.
Yeah,
Definitely, that's gonna be a new normal. And to DJ's point, we're not talking about in the stores. We're talking about getting merchandise from exporting over here to our side of town, and that's gonna be a problem. And to Shahana's point, you know how many people left their job in August? It was over 4 million people.
Yeah.
And majority of them didn't have a plan B. I don't know what we're doing.
I feel like in part I'm agreeing, but I'm a little bit confused because if we're thinking about the rich get richer and the poor stay poorer, I'm looking at it from the perspective of they're reducing the cost of overhead by having to pay additional employees, but you're saying that people are going or the business would suffer. I don't think the business would suffer. I'm looking at it like they don't have as many bodies to have to pay because they did take the registers out. You want them to run 24/7, which kind of bridges the gap, meaning they would need to hire people in order to fill those slots. But then the other thing I'm questioning is I could have sworn a while back I said during the pandemic, the stores were getting remodeled. If you went into Walmart during that time, they got the new registers, they rearranged their stores, they had new merchandise, and I was trying to figure out, well, where all the money coming from? Do you guys remember me asking y'all that? So I don't see them suffering. I don't see the businesses suffering. I see us suffering, but not the businesses itself.
Well, I hear your point. I'm gonna tell you how they're gonna suffer. They're gonna suffer because if they don't so you're talking about two different things. You're talking about the actual registers inside the building selling the merchandise. I'm talking about the people in the warehouse that's waiting on those 18-wheelers to come in here with their stuff.
Because
that stuff ain't coming.
That's the
that
problem.
Used to be 24/7.
That's the problem. The shipping has been cut. They haven't been shipping. So now if you go in any of these stores now, you see it's a lot of empty shelves. You can't find stuff because guess what? The shipping supplies is not coming in. So what Biden is wanting to do with these private sectors, he's saying, hey, we're gonna have to start going back 24/7 shipping so we can get some stuff on the shelves. Because people go into these stores and it's nothing in the store. So that's the dilemma, and that's where it is right now.
Yeah.
I think Walmart or those stores being 24/7 is a great idea. I'm just not for the FedEx and the UPS and those individuals having to work 24/7, especially during the the holiday season. First of all, you're not the seasoned employees that are there are going to continue working their regular daylight shifts. And then you're going to get these unexperienced, because they always bring in the B team for the holiday season for the, the overflow and things like that. And that's not a good idea. Like, that's going to go bad in so many ways. You're going to get, first of all, people on these trucks that some may not be trustworthy, but it's also dangerous, to put them running up and down the street in the neighborhoods at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Because let's be honest, everyone's not ethical. It's just not. It's not a very good idea. Walmart, I get that, like stores like that. But as far as UPS and FedEx and things like that, I just don't think that's going to go well. It's not a good idea, because if you find employees to do it, it's not going to work out.
But again, and I'm still questioning it, because I was in transportation. I used to drive semis, and we ran 24/7. You, of course, according to DOT, you have your 10 hours, mandatory that you have to take, or is it 14? The law changed, but you have that designated time period. DOT does not allow you to run 24/7, like continuously. You still have to take a break. So what part are y'all talking about that it, like, if you're saying warehouse, well, transportation still runs. If you're talking about air still runs.
So let's talk about where you at.
Yeah.
So y'all, before the pandemic, y'all were already 60,000 truck drivers short.
Okay.
Now y'all 100,000 truck drivers short.
And that's because you're saying that people are not wanting to go back. That money is too good to not want to work. I'm not understanding.
That's the reality. And then Lamar made a good point. Some of the laws that's been passed, it benefits big business, but not the working class man.
Right.
And so for a lot of people, they're frankly saying, F it, I'm opting out. I'm not going to play anymore.
Right.
And so when you think about the supply and demand, it's hurting everyday goods and services, because we don't have the manpower to get these goods and services to the people. So to Devon's point, where it's going to go horribly wrong is because they're looking at Elon Musk. They're looking at Jeff Bezos. These individuals, they made record profits. No, I'm talking about these billionaires.
Okay.
Yesterday, Elon Musk, his net worth now is $430 billion. He has more money than Bill Gates and Warren Buffett combined, because individually they're making record level profits, but that's not trickling down to the average man. And so for a lot of people, they're saying, I don't want to play anymore.
Right. Yeah. And that's real right there. At this juncture, yeah. Brittany, stop always trying to correct somebody. I'm
pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
At this juncture, this is really funny. Just like we just don't know the truth about how the voting is gonna go, we just don't know what this thing gonna end up being like, because they thought they was slick when they took away that money, right? And they said y'all can't get that extra money for unemployment because we're gonna put y'all back to work. Is that right? And guess what? They still ain't back to work, right? So I'm telling y'all, if y'all thinking about switching jobs, y'all better do it now, because it's gonna come a time where this thing gonna switch up again, and they're gonna force their hands. They're gonna probably put these robots in here. So I'm just telling y'all that at the end of the day, we just don't know what this is gonna look like, but we know where we are today, which is there's a shortage, and it's gonna be a problem, because everybody now that's at the restaurants, it's like 3 restaurants that used to be open on Sundays. They ain't open on Sundays no more because they ain't got no employees, right? And all of a sudden they putting out these signs on the door before you walk in. Hey, we're hiring, so please be patient, because it's gonna take your food a little longer to get there. It's getting bad, y'all, and I'm telling y'all, all I'm doing is observing. I don't got no answers. I'm just observing, because they don't pay me to figure out stuff. I can, but they ain't paying me, so it is what it is. So, we're gonna see what it's gonna look like. Either gonna kill you, so don't try to chase that dollar. Because I'm gonna tell you just like this: I had a hard enough time FedEx sending my stuff to the right address already.
Right? Yeah.
Now these jokers here, they're gonna send my stuff to a different state. So I had to go to my old address at least 4 times to go get some stuff that my kids ordered. Like, now she kept the stuff she didn't want, but she acted like she didn't. She said, "Oh, that bed frame didn't come here. Everything else came there." Who's the doggone best friend? Joker?
She done got you, brother.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, well, what's called had to pay for that. I didn't pay for that, so. All right, let's move on to the next one. Curl ISD, y'all. Then we talked about South Lake last week, and I don't know if y'all got to check it out, man, but they back in the news again. You know, they just, sometimes you just need to lay low, and they don't figure out how to lay low. So apparently now there was a meeting. See, everybody always taping something now in Texas. Y'all know that y'all can record people in Texas without their permission. Y'all do know that, right? All right, but be careful who you recording, because there's still gonna come some danger behind that. So here we go. They're apologizing. I can't wait to get into this other conversation, because I'm gonna talk about this. But all of a sudden they're apologizing, not because they were wrong, but because they got caught. And so apparently they were saying that when teachers present what happened to the Jews in the Holocaust, they want them to also present an alternative perspective. Like, make it seem as though there may be a different reason why these things happen to the Jews. And it's like, what in the world are y'all talking about? So they presented that in the staff meeting, but somebody released it, and all of a sudden now they're apologizing for it. What type of apology is it that you give when you get caught? Is it really an apology when you get caught, or is it an apology if you don't get caught and you see the error of your way? Which one is it?
It's called trying to clean up damage control. It's damage control. That's what it is. Because how in the world can you teach the Holocaust and then you think there's another side that may be the reason why that happened? I don't understand how you can ask a teacher to do that, especially on history. So
they do it with us.
I mean, I'll just get ready to say that. They've done it with our people. Carol ISD, this is nothing new. I mean, they've dealing with this racist stuff for the last couple of months now. So in this critical race theory, that new bill that's been signed in the state of Texas, these are the issues that teachers are going to come. They don't know what to do. How are we supposed to teach history? We're gonna lie about history, which they've been doing that anyway, or do we just leave stuff out of history, which they've been doing anyway? So it's kind of almost like business as usual. You just got to kind of figure out how to circumvent the law, I guess.
Right.
You remember at the beginning? I'm an advocate for conversation. I feel like stuff like that is necessary. And I'm not looking at it from like they were trying to be malicious, even if they were. It's like they do it to us all the time. Our history is there's always a rebuttal. There's always what about black on black crime? What about this? Well, the Holocaust is something that has never been disputed. Like, it was bad. Everybody knows it's bad and nobody fights that. But if you give an alternative, how they can combat that, now you're opening dialogue, and maybe we can get to why they keep giving a rebuttal of our history. So I feel like, yeah, do it. It's necessary.
So I have a different take. So you know how you started out about the 74 million sycophants that follow Orange Agent Orange?
Yes, sir.
My thing is that you've seen the movie Jurassic Park, and you know how they were testing the perimeter. I view things like this as they're testing the perimeter. They're seeing what holes they can poke. But whenever you're talking about something dealing with the Holocaust, like Ruth says, you get an immediate response, but they're testing the waters to see what they can get away with. And you have to apologize quick, because let's keep it honest. This is Brenton, so this is the real deal here. You can get away with questioning slavery and blacks' rights and civil rights and everything else. But you know what you can't question? You cannot question the Holocaust. And right now you cannot question gay rights. Those are the hot button topics there.
Absolutely. You are right.
Yep. That's a bullseye right there, brother.
Yes, sir. And for me, y'all, there's gonna be a theme here. I got a perspective, but I'm gonna wait till we talk about this other segment. But there is an issue with people not being allowed to speak their truth, because we've said this before. I'd rather deal with the old white man that tells me he got a problem with black people, rather than dealing with the young white man who says, "Oh man, I got 4 black friends."
I'm with you on that.
And then the black friends you got grew up in foster care with white parents. Okay, them ain't black friends, bro.
Right. No, that's
just so
straight up
you know
true.
that, right?
Right.
Because if I'm going to the brother that you call your friend and I hold out my hand and hey, no, brother, that ain't the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so at this moment, there is an underlying disease that we're going to expose here this morning, and I ain't scared to talk about it either. You know, so Adam, make sure you stick around for my final thought. I think it's going to help you out. All right. Yeah. All right. What we got next, man? Let's move on. I love it. Kendrick. Oh, well, see, here it comes. Then I'm ready. I'm excited.
What's going on? What's up? It's sports time.
Yeah.
Adam, you can stick around for this sports.
I'm telling you, he may be a Raiders fan.
Yeah, he probably is. Yeah, he probably a John Gruden fan because we about to talk about John Gruden. Anyway, how about them Cowboys, Devin?
Yes. Yes. I was so happy.
What's up, Bree? You know I'm gonna give y'all some love. Cowboys they balling right now.
They balling.
I'm gonna give the Cowboys some love. We're gonna see
America's
what they do.
team. It's America's team.
This is my problem.
That's too much, Rue. That's too much. Cut up Mike. Cut up Mike.
Okay, 6 seconds right here. You can keep on Ken, but 6 seconds. Haven't we seen them in this position before?
Yes.
10-3.
Yes.
Right. I mean, 10 and whatever, 10 and 5 or 6, whatever.
Look, don't worry about that, sweetheart. Don't worry about that. Okay.
So
don't worry about that.
This the same hamburger. You just asked for ketchup and mustard. So let me see when y'all get to the doggone
but they ain't played like this in a minute. They ain't played like this. It's been a minute. Okay. So you gotta give the props where props are due. Okay.
Real talk. I'm no shade. I'm being straight up honest. The Cowboys are playing some good football right now. But I'm holding judgment. Let's see where they at in December because everybody looks good. You know, let's see where they at around Thanksgiving, and then might be like, okay, yeah, they might be going. They may have Super Bowl. They may be a Super Bowl contender. But right now, I can't lie. They balling. So. Hey, hats off to the Cowboys. And Bree, I'm sorry, Bree. Chicago Bears, I know. I had to give Bree a shout out. She a Bears fan. Okay. So anyway, they lost to the Packers. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to this coach that's looking for a job now. Last Monday, breaking news, John Gruden decided to resign from the Las Vegas Raiders because of some emails that were found from 2011 when he was working for ESPN. And those emails contain some misogynistic, some racist comments, some homosexual comments, and those emails was exchanged between himself and the general manager of the Washington football team at that time, Bruce Allen. One of the comments he made was directed at the NFL Players Association president, who's a black man, DeMaurice Smith. He said he had lips that looked like Michigan Tire. So after this fallout, he decided to resign. But this is the funny thing about his resignation. He said, I apologize if I hurt anyone. He didn't apologize about what he said. He just apologized if I hurt anyone. So he really wasn't sorry. He just was sorry he got caught. Now, these emails were part of 650,000 emails that was part of the Washington football team investigation back this summer, where the Washington football team was fined $10 million because of some sexual harassment stuff going on, hostile workplace. The owner of the Washington football team, Daniel Snyder, had to turn over the day-to-day duties to his wife, who is now kind of running the day-to-day, and they had to take all these classes and whatnot. So the question is, what else are in those emails? Oh, and then let me say this. Keyshawn Johnson, Super Bowl wide receiver that played for John Gruden in Tampa Bay. They won the Super Bowl in 2003. He came out and made a statement, said he never trusted him. He thought he was a used car salesman. That's what he came across as to him, and he just said I never really had a good feeling for him, and he played for him at Tampa Bay. So that's kind of what's going on right now. They owe him $60 million. He signed a 10-year, $100 million contract back in 2017. So he still owed $40 million. Supposedly, they in discussion to maybe buy him out. Supposedly it's applicable, but we don't know. It may end up in court. So anyway, family, I want to get your thoughts on this whole John Gruden emails and the NFL. What's your thoughts on it?
I'm going last.
I mean, I heard about it, and I was like, well, where's the cover up? Because, you know, you got to have that one scapegoat. He had to have been talking to somebody. So why are you going to put his emails out, but don't show the response? I want to see the response. I want to see if anybody said anything like, hey, dude, that's not even cool. Like, why are you talking like that, man? No, people feel comfortable enough within their same like company they keep. So if he was comfortable enough to say those things, everybody should be getting hit for that. Like, not just him. It should be everybody. I want to hear it. I want to see the rest of it. Let me see it.
Right.
So it all started from the Washington football.
Yeah, but they didn't put the
investigation.
people.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They did say who he was talking to.
He was talking to those emails between Gruden was between himself and Bruce Allen, who is who was the former general manager of the Washington football team. Now, Bruce Allen,
he CC'd other people though.
No, see, I don't know if that. We don't know if there was CC. No,
there was some other vendors.
There was other people that was in those emails.
Yeah, of course. But the only ones that were corresponding according. Now, listen, this is all they're releasing. We don't know.
Oh yeah.
All we know is the dialogue between him and Allen. Obviously, I'm sure there's other correspondence between others, but that's all they're saying. And let me say this: the NFL saying they are not going to release those other those 600 and whatever. They're not releasing to the NFL players.
There's something else bigger.
I agree, but I just want to give you all the stuff so you can kind of say, okay, let me see what's going on. The NFLPA has already requested those emails. The NFL said they're not going to release them. The issue is, how was this leaked? If this was confidential and part of an investigation, who leaked these Gruden emails? Where did that come from? That's the question. Oh, and let me say this:
Hillary Clinton all over again.
Colin Kaepernick's name was also talked about in those emails between Gruden and Allen as well. They had something to say about him too. Just to let you know.
It doesn't really make sense to me. Because let's be honest, and granted, I believe what was said about this guy. It is what it is. But do y'all know how many old white men that wouldn't even have us at their kitchen table are involved with the NFL and the NBA and things like that? And, you know, I'll jump through hoops advocating for the Cowboys, but Jerry Jones, old behind. If we went back into his life and heard things that he said or still said, so I'm curious to know why they focused on this guy, because there's so many of them that they can hone in on. Granted, I'm glad he's being held accountable, and some of them will know that they can't say what they want to say to whomever they want to say it to, but it just does not make sense to me. Like, why him? Because y'all know, let's be real.
Ain't he retired?
There's a lot.
So you asked the $1 million question.
He's retired.
Who's retired? Who?
Ain't he retired? Well, somebody that's involved, wasn't they retired or not even associated with them anymore?
Well, that's who the main emails was between.
Who you talking about? Real, who you talking about retired? I'm not.
I don't even remember the person's name, but apparently
Bruce Allen. Yeah. He was management. He wasn't a player.
He wasn't really. Yeah. So they're gonna take the bottom people on the totem pole.
No, he wasn't the bottom people. He's the general manager. He was running the team. He wasn't the bottom people.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's somebody else bigger than them that they're trying to protect.
It can't get no bigger than that.
Can't get no bigger than that.
He's falling on the sword for a reason, though. There's
so that's where I'm going. So that's where I'm
falling on the sword for a reason.
So this is about money. So you're right. All those emails, clearly other people were involved, but he was the big fish. So that's what came out of it. But the reality is, the NFL wanted the Chargers, the Raiders, to react much quicker, because the longer this was going to be out there, it was a bad look on the NFL, especially when their 2021 campaign is about equality. for goodness sake, Jay-Z is putting on the halftime show. So it's a bad look that this is happening at the worst time. So to your point, somebody had to fall on the sword. Add to the fact that, let's just be honest, they owe, you said it, Kenny, as well. They owe him $100 million. He haven't done anything. He never should have got the job in the first place. He hadn't won anything. He inherited a team where he got his championship. But when you're the right color, you can do that too. So God bless him. I ain't mad at him. Get your cheese, brother. But having said that, somebody had to fall on the sword. Same way Epstein and same as my brother Arkell's. Yes, sir.
Wait, and you're right.
I can't.
Black. You're right, Black. And then the thing was,
I'm always going to advocate for Arkell's.
Yes,
he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And he might even be a freak, but he fell on the sword because he damn sure wasn't the only one out there doing some of those things. And John Gruden is damn sure not the only one out there doing those things.
But it wasn't just a sword, but I hear you.
You fell on something, but now all right.
Okay, so I want to say this, y'all. Listen, when Kenny brought this up, man, I was like, I'm not playing with this thing. I'm putting my gloves on. We're gonna do a root canal on this thing because this is my problem, right? I don't know why they picked John, but he pissed the wrong person off, right? Because there's so many. Listen, if you implicated in the conversation, then you implicated in the situation. So that's number two, right? And the problem is that he gonna get paid whether it don't matter. So even if it work, that ain't no justice. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What we have, what the problem is the same problem that we have with the school district. The same problem we having now is that the people that have the power, they also have a prejudice. Okay.
Yeah, that's facts.
Okay. And the problem with that is when you have the person that has the power and they also have the prejudice, that means that if they watch the wrong movie and you come up in a sphere and they feel some type of way, then guess what? You're going to get the brunt of that. And that's the problem with equality. If power ain't equal, okay. This is the problem with a magnet, right? If you try to magnetize something and they don't have the equal force, they won't connect. We're not connecting because the power ain't equal. And because of that, we are allowed to be trampled on, to be messed around. Listen, John Gruden don't care because in 6 months, 6 years, whenever he feel like it, he can go coach in Carroll ISD.
Yeah, he gonna get another job. You're right.
So
just like that.
Point, that's right, and he's still gonna feel the way he do. See, the thing about Keyshawn Johnson, the reason why he called him, I'm gonna tell you what's so funny about him calling him a used car salesman. Because if you know anything about selling cars, which I do,
I do too.
I feel like Lee, because Lee always got a job he can call on to tell us about something. I was a used car salesman. Right?
Me too.
Me too.
What have you not done?
Real talk.
Right? And so there it is, y'all. A used car salesman knows what's wrong with the car. Okay.
Yeah.
And he know what he did to fix the car to make sure that you was okay with buying it. That's the whole point of what they doing. It's only when they get caught, y'all, that it's a problem. And it's like,
it's called buying as is.
That's right, right? And that's right. And you still get a limited warranty. And the limited warranty was affirmative action. Okay.
And you still got the lemon law. There's still a lemon law.
Sure, but listen, when you take that to court, you better make sure that judge that's sitting up there ain't got the same prejudice that he got.
That's right.
It's true.
Yep.
So y'all don't play with that thing. That's what I'm saying. Y'all thought we had a problem in Texas with ERCOT. No, that ain't the power outage. No, the power outage is right here. See, the problem is that when Keyshawn was talking to I looked at all the football players, and you know what everything he kept saying? Man, I gotta feed my family. Man, listen, man, I just gotta put my head down and I just gotta keep grinding. I ain't gotta like the man, but I'm here to do a job, right? That's our problem, right? We are more caught up on this money, and that money gonna kill us.
Yep, sure
it's gonna
is.
kill us, and we sitting up here letting them treat our brothers and sisters just like that.
Our kids.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just telling y'all, John Gruden is the face of the problem. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. They would have let him slide with the Michelin lips.
Yeah.
But when he
Yeah.
called,
Yeah.
Goodell something, well,
Yeah,
see,
he called him the F word, and it rhymes
That's
with
right.
maggot.
That's what I'm saying.
So when
now,
that came out, then it hit the fan.
Now it's power for power.
Yep.
Right. But again, when you're talking about power for power, you still talking about a man that took his $40 million butt back to his house, where if you get in trouble because you stand up for the right of somebody else, you going home and you better hope you gonna get your unemployment.
That's right.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah.
And this saga is not over by no means. So
because the problem is, y'all, we just teaching them what to fix now. So now they're gonna go from email to now something else, just to make sure that we can't figure that out.
But John Gruden do get the donkey of the day, and I know that's from another show. How dumb you gonna be to send these emails from your work computer? How dumb can you be?
Because they all do it. They all do it.
He felt comfortable.
About Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is 141 years old. If we went into his stuff,
not 141.
We would
He had a birthday.
They just picked him. I think a lot of them do it. He was just the one that the light was shined on. That was him. He just fell on the sword. That's all.
And Devin, to your point, Devin, they asked Jerry, what you think about John Gruden's situation? He said, I don't have nothing to say about that.
Of course not.
And of course, because he also was steadfast in the Black Lives Matter thing until he just stopped talking. He just stopped talking. He was, you better not kneel and all that, because they don't care. If Jerry Jones didn't have a job tomorrow, guess what? He's going to be on his millions and millions of dollars yacht, still calling everybody what they want to, the N-word, the F-word, the whatever. That's it. Unfortunately, he holds the pocketbook for a lot of people, so it is what it is.
They asked the owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, what he thought about it, and he said he was busy getting a massage.
There you go.
Nobody wants to touch on stuff like that. Nobody wants to do it.
Hey, that was
just stop having.
Hey, that was a joke. That was a joke.
I believe it. I believe it.
Listen,
I would just say stop having your kids aspire to be in that position. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, Kenny, I appreciate this segment so much, because this has to be talked about. But I'm gonna tell y'all what, if we're not careful, I know we're trying to pick up the trash, but y'all got to remember where we're picking it up from, and that's the landfill.
Hey, you're right.
Okay. So the more trash we keep trying to pick up, I don't know how y'all think we're gonna clean this up when we standing on the landfill. So I don't know where the balance is. All I can do is just talk about it, right? And so at that moment, you just have to say it is what it is, and let's move on, right? That's why we got to start sticking together, not because we want to fix, because we ain't fixing this. We just got to learn how to do what grandmama and them and great grandmama and them said, and you just be content where you at. Be cool. So appreciate you bringing that up, brother. Thank you very much. Thank y'all for saying that. Yeah. All right. What we got next, man? What we got next? Oh, let's see. Look at it. And then we're gonna swing the pendulum all the way to the other side. Now, listen. Have any of y'all seen The Closer?
Yeah, I have. I watched it.
Yeah,
I did too. And I'm telling you, it's been a long time since I laughed that hard. And I don't feel bad for laughing. I'll just tell you.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel not an ounce of shame for laughing. So if y'all don't know, Dave did. I didn't even know that until I heard him talk about it. He was like, "Yeah, this is my last show for a minute." I was like, "Okay, yeah." Y'all let us know if y'all saw The Closer, what y'all think about the show. I honestly thought it was great, because the best comedians are the ones that can just walk in truth. And I say walk in truth, like you walk in the reality of where we are. And I didn't know he had that much of an issue with the LGBTQ community.
Oh yeah,
right?
they've been on him. Yeah, for sure.
What part of the LGBTQIA, whatever the heck, is actually gunning for him? Because it ain't us. It ain't us.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're right. But they gunning for him. They've been gunning for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was the T because the trans is the one that was having the problem with it.
Man, I feel like that's kind of hypocritical. To me, it's a little bit hypocritical because if they are identifying as being so diverse and, culturally, and not even just ethnically, if I said that right,
That was
just
good.
culturally
Nice.
accepting of people, then why would you want to hush anybody? Like, nobody. I don't. It's a fucking contradiction, and it makes me irritated because it's promoting like not being able to accept people for who they are. Like, we should be able to laugh at ourselves. That Red Fox, like, main example, or like a lot of comedians before him, we laughed because, yeah, in part it was true. Like, some of that stuff is true. So why not embrace the differences, embrace the culture? Like, you ain't gotta cancel nobody. I'm so sick of this cancel culture. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead, Black.
No, go ahead, brother.
Well, I'm just saying, just to give the clarity, he got on there and he shared his views about it, which was hilarious. But the problem is that somebody from that community passed away because of a misunderstanding or whatever. And what was ironic was the fact that it was some of the hurt came from their own people. And so now the Black has said it, and I've said it. Kenny said it. We all have said it. It's hypocritical because you want everybody to be tolerant, but you.
That's right.
That part. How?
Everybody, we need to be acceptable. Everybody needs to be acceptable, but you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And again, you can have your space, but don't ask me to erase my space.
That's right.
So that just, and so even the fact that Netflix is backing him up because a trans employee tried to release some information to try to hurt people, right? But this is what I love about Chappelle. Like Chappelle, he said, "I love that they trying to cancel me because that's where I wanted to be anyway." Left alone.
So this is why for me it was a stroke of genius. He's a GOAT. For me, he goes up on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
It was a strategic move. He had to fulfill. He had 4 specials that they were paying him for, and that's why he started out from the very beginning. He said he called it the closer for a reason. Very strategic, and from a marketing strategy, he was letting you know, if you're a fan of his and follow him, and I'm a huge fan of his, that this is going to be my last special for a while. Because he knew, I'm going to speak my 100% truth here, and I know what's going to happen afterwards. But he talked about in that special, and he's talked about it in previous specials, why he lives where he lives. A little podunk white town where he can walk around for all intents and purposes and be himself. He's in an interracial relationship. People might not know that.
Yeah,
you know. Mm-hmm. So to cancel culture, he's got his money. Yes, and he's living in his truth, and you can't take it away from him. And strategically, what he was doing with calling it the closer is he's actually was giving them more of a voice than he wants to kick. And he says, basically, I'm gonna take it away from you. This is gonna be my last time talking about you. And I'm not backing down from my views. I'm letting you know what I think, and we keep saying it. For your whole movement and your whole being is predicated on come as you are, accept me for who I am, and you're the most intolerable people walking around on this planet. Because you want to force everybody else to accept who you are, and it makes absolutely no sense. But he knew it was going to cause issues. Right now at Netflix, they're staging a walkout because the America we live in now, you said about what comedy used to be, that's not the America we wake up in every day. We don't live in that America anymore. We don't have true freedom of speech anymore.
Right.
And that's where we find ourselves. And so to a certain extent, I'm going to make my money and I'm going to pull myself out of it. You know, I watched the show The Wire. They said, sometimes in order to win the game, you have to quit playing. And he took himself out of it.
I don't think what I don't understand is because I went flipped through Instagram for a moment, and a lot of the people that were a part of the community that were upset, a lot of them hadn't even watched the special. Dave Chappelle could have walked out there and said transsexual and ran off, and they would still be staging a walkout on the 20th. And then I saw some people were saying that, you know, they made it a black thing. I don't know how they made it a black thing, but they were saying if a white person was to say this kind of comedy against black people, we would be upset. But there were plenty of comedians who would poke fun at black people. But the thing with comedy is most comedians don't discriminate. They poke black people, white people, short people, tall people.
Right.
And the people who, and if they target you, you felt some kind of way, because a comedian may call you out and make fun of your clothes and you may hang your head, but that's comedy. You know, if you go to a comedy show, there's a good chance that whatever group you belong to, they're going to poke fun at you, right? So I'm not even understanding what the anger is. And I've been trying, y'all. I've watched it twice because I'm so confused. I'm trying to figure out where the anger comes from, because I saw it as being funny and a comedian. I never heard him say, I hate transsexuals. Or they think they're something that they're not, or they fake, or they're not really men, or not really women. I don't understand where the anger, and I'm not even joking. I don't understand where the anger is.
Miss Devin, it's the subject matter.
People who didn't even watch the special.
And but Miss Devin, he said it in the special itself about the ones that came at him. He said they didn't come to talk to me; they came to give talking points, because what they're already preloaded with is, you're right. They haven't followed what he's been saying for years. They don't hate him, but they're talking points because he's speaking on the one subject we was talking about. You can't speak against Jews, and you cannot speak against, right now, the hot button topic is the trans community, because they have the mic right now. And so, talking points, the troll that was on this very show, I love what you guys did tonight. You gave him an opportunity, and then you stopped giving him shine. You know why? You know, I'm giving all these movie references. And my favorite movie of all time, you know, on Moses, he said, let him rave on so men may know that he's mad. Because if you keep highlighting everything he says, he didn't want to talk to us. He wanted to give talking points.
Right.
And that's where we are in America, is that you're right, Ms. Devin. They don't want to have a real conversation. The truth of the matter is, you could sit down with somebody and say, hey, I don't agree with that, but it's your right to do it. But if they're already preloaded with talking points, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And they want to write him off because he's speaking against the one thing you can't right now, and that's the trans community. Some kind of way, he even said it in special. How the hell their rights supersede black people's rights? We've been fighting this damn fight for over 400 years. Hell, I admire you.
Is it?
You know,
I love it.
Yep.
Go on, Ru.
Yep.
Go on, Ru.
I think I figured out like part of the problem too of why people are like, why these kids are so sensitive these days.
Come on, honey, I'm taking.
We don't play the dozens no more.
Oh.
Look,
right.
that's what happened. You remember when you used to be at school? You could do it in the house, even with your parents. Like you'd be like, "Oh, yo, mama's so fat. Da da da. How fat is she?" You know. And it was hot side, and we don't joke around, and we take everything so serious. And I feel like if just doing that little bit with your kid. Just go play with your kid and just, you know, be comfortable enough to make fun of yourself. Yep. And maybe that would change something, like some kind of mind frame. But yeah, I do remember him saying in one of his skits, or maybe it was after the skit, but he was saying nobody had a problem with him making jokes about ourselves. Like when he was doing the I'm gonna say the N-word. Like they didn't. Everybody was laughing at that.
Right.
Everybody was laughing at that. Everybody was good with, you know, the blacks and everything. When we make fun of ourselves, then that's okay. But we can't make fun of other people. Well, guess what? Let's bring high-siding back in school and in our houses, and then maybe people will lighten up.
Because them kids will be in the counselor's office talking about the parents are abusive, and then everybody will be on 3 or 4 medications.
Me and my kids do it all the time. All the time.
I grounded my child once and took their cell phone, and he swore he was depressed. And severe anxiety, and his
Oh
teachers
my
had him
God.
in the office. And I was like, if you don't get your black ass in there, sit down somewhere. I don't have time for this foolishness, because my mama would have kicked me in my throat, and I'm not even exaggerating. I know you can't say that today to these kids, but it's just what would have happened, and I would have got over it.
Yeah, they call that detoxing, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, look, Bubba already has siding with me. I'm like, your mother, and he's like, you are my mom. Oh, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works, baby.
Yeah, he need a little practice. Yeah,
he need a little practice, but yeah, man, lighten up, bro.
Okay.
Lighten up.
Well, since my name on it, I think I gotta say something smart, but I'm gonna say something stupid. So this is what I want to say to the point of the questions of why. It's the word validation. And the problem with validation is they've tried to attach their self to this oppression. And unfortunately, gay people were never enslaved because of their sexual orientation. Black people were, because of the color of our skin. And unfortunately, I apologize, that cannot validate you or put you on the same playing field of us being oppressed. It just can't happen. But they need to be validated. So what they decide to do is turn up the sensitivity on it and make it, we can't say anything because we have to force oppression in this validation stamp. Boom. Now, because a lot of people watch this, it don't really matter, but it may bite me in the butt if I ever get famous, maybe. But I'm just telling y'all, that's the reason why, because we want to force validate the oppression of homosexual community. And unfortunately, they have physically hurt you. They do that to their own folks, right? They have did things to you that now the laws have changed. But what you have not had happen to you, you are not experimented on, you are not chained, you are not forced in places where they wouldn't even put their dog in because of your orientation. So unfortunately, I apologize, but you're forcing a square peg into a round hole. And that's the problem. So they won't take it that serious because they're going to make us force ourselves into this place. All right, so this just won't happen. So unless y'all get 400 years of oppression, I apologize. All right, so let's move it on to the next topic. All right, January 6th prosecution. I just want to follow up on this, you know what I'm saying? Because the simple fact is we think that we got somebody playing on our team and we really don't. So the Republicans say that they don't exist. Well, now the Democrats have shown their hand. And the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, has said, I don't think we should prosecute them because it's going to further exacerbate their anger.
Oh, really?
What? So you afraid to put the folks in jail who did this because it's going to make them more mad?
What kind of nonsense is that?
I didn't know that the laws had that limitation. That's crazy.
Well, you just make it up as you go. They call it fantasy land. And so I'm just telling y'all keep trying to pick up the trash. Y'all want to be a Democrat or a Republican. I'm just telling y'all standing in the landfill trying to pick up trash where this man who is the highest authority in this country says, I don't think we should really put a lot of emphasis on this because we're gonna make them more mad. See, that's a guy that got bullied in school, and I guess somebody made a phone call to him, his old bully or something, said something to him. He just ain't doing that. So I'm just letting y'all know, Democrats, we're not getting nowhere with this. So
and so now those 74 million people you spoke about in the beginning, they don't look so harmless anymore. Who's more dangerous? An intelligent man with a gun, or a damn fool that you can put a hat on his hand and a club in his hand and wind him up and send him out the door?
First of all, what does prosecute look like? I think people hear the word prosecute and they get so excited like there's going to be some huge punishment attached to it. In my opinion, prosecuting them could be 10 minutes of community service at the Starbucks. Like, we don't know what they're going to be sentenced to, but they can say they're going to be prosecuted or it's going to be investigated, and then people feel better when I don't believe it. I don't believe I think if people knew the punishment for the so-called crime that they say is not a crime, then people would be more angry for the amount of punishment just to make somebody, happy, because most of them will be told that they got time served just because they were arrested or because they were prosecuted. Or I don't think there will be any major punishment. And I think that people hear prosecute and they get excited. But
that ship has sailed.
Right. But they will be, because y'all think of when they prosecute people that we know, it's not the same as one of our cousins going to jail for 30 years for smoking for weed or something like that. They're not going to be punished.
Nope.
Nope. Right.
I mean, we did say that before too, though.
Yeah.
We said that nothing was gonna come of it. So this is just fruition.
Yeah, I just wanted to leak the email that John Gruden had, and just let y'all know Merrick Garland ain't gonna do nothing either. Just so y'all know. So good luck with that. I see who y'all voting for next 2 years. So all right. So that's the follow up. We're gonna see how that work out. But what we got next?
On a good note, the lines at the polls will be really short because nobody will be there.
Well, if there even is,
they'll mail it in. They'll mail it in.
I don't even want to get started on them laws they passed. All right, listen, y'all. Dentistry. So apparently, I don't know. I think Brittany go to this church. So this guy, he's the owner of Mint Dentistry, and I mean it's real fancy too. I mean, I don't know if they have like pole dancing or something. I don't. What makes the people want to go there? But they want to go there.
His advertisement makes people want to go there.
Yeah, but it
very
was,
good marketing.
It was so highly sexualized at times. It's like,
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, it wasn't.
Is bomb. I ain't gonna lie to you. That massage chair and the headphones with the Netflix. But
I never heard of this place. Let me look.
Okay.
No, I only heard of it because he was always talking about God in his commercials. It's like the Lord has blessed us to bless you, like type thing.
Yeah. So I don't know the guy, but apparently he opens up a church in Dallas, and he says that everybody there is volunteer. Nobody's on salary. Nobody's getting any money, and the money that they give to the church, it's reported to go to some type of charity, and they put it up, all the information up, and they let it be known up front where the money's going. It's the term in the Bible says that be careful, don't let your good be evil spoken of. Right? You say he targets black folks by promoting on black radio. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. I remember that part. So this is my problem. And again, I understand his reasoning because there are so many churches that it's all about the money. And if you're not getting money, then you're not serving. I got it. But my thing is, this is kind of like a Solomon syndrome for me, if I can say that. You already got money, bro. So it's really not a sacrifice for you to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for this big building for people to come just to worship. There was a story in the Bible that David was trying to sacrifice to God, and the man wanted to appreciate David by offering the sacrifice for David, giving him the materials to do so. And David says, man, it doesn't mean anything for me to take from you to then offer the sacrifice. I understand what the man is trying to combat, but it would look a lot better if you wasn't a millionaire. Because it just kind of looked like you just playing church to me.
Is this guy, is he a minister? I mean, is he a minister?
No,
or he
owned he owned Mint Dentistry, and it just grew from there. But that's why I said the commercials and stuff that I was overhearing. Yes, it is on a black radio station, but a lot of the times, what I was hearing was he was already kind of Christian, and to me it was like overly Christian. So it was like, we're talking about teeth, we're talking about people's mouth. Why do we gotta hear you preach on the? It was just, it kind of bugged me a little bit. But if I knowing that he becomes a minister, it's kind of like, it kind of fits him a little bit to me. So I'm not really surprised. And hopefully this is really his calling and this is something that he really wants to do. So I'm going to try to not look at it from a negative perspective, I'm gonna say that, you know, he's been trying to preach this whole time, and finally has the ability to do it because he's gained his followers through ministry. So now it's kind of appropriate. So
Yeah,
I like that you're not being negative, but negative Nancy here. I call BS because I feel like if you love God, you believe in God, such as myself. I do believe in God, but I side eye anybody who's trying to create some kind of organized religious anything, because most people, they do have a lot of good in them, right? But then you say the donations you give are going to go to this, which in my mind, I hear you want donations.
They're white.
Like, why do you want donations? You shouldn't be saying anything about donations. You should just say something like, come here to worship. I'm going to take care of you because guess what? I'm a millionaire. So when you come here, you'll get things. We don't accept any donations. We just want you to come as you are. And you give because they have a lot of ministries, y'all. And I pay myself a lot of money because I actually go to that because it's close to my house, but that's irrelevant. And they have nice massage chairs and headphones and Netflix and all that, but that's also beside the point. But I call BS because if you have a calling, I get that. But when you say the donations are going to go to this, that automatically in my mind says you come and just donate and don't worry about where the money is going to go because we're not going to take it. Then why are you even accepting it? You have enough money to donate yourself. How about you just bring people in who don't have and say, if you come in, you'll also get a free meal. We'll also have clothing donations or something.
Come on, though. The church is still a business, though. You got to be realistic about it.
And that's the problem. It's really not.
The problem with me is that it is a business.
Shouldn't be.
Him saying no one gets a salary. Come on.
I'm gonna be real. I know it's a business. I know every single church is a business, so I'm not expecting.
If I look at it right, he does service primarily Black people. Now, I don't trust any ministers and stuff. So, true Christianity is done, between you and God, your own personal relationship. When you make these big showy displays, you already lost me, and that's why Jesus beat the Pharisees and Sadducees out of the temple anyway. But now, if they got comfortable chairs, I go get my happy ending along with my teeth done too. So shit, I'm there.
Yeah,
that's right. That's Apostle Black. Yes. So ultimately, and again, I'm with y'all. I'm not trying to be negative, but I want us to, because what begins to happen, good. You're trying to be the opposite of what the norm is, but at the same time, you're eclipsing Christ, because everybody's going to want to obtain the money that you got so they can do the same thing. And the problem is that's not what life was intended to be as a Christian, right? Jesus came, he matter of fact, he told the rich man, if you want to follow me, go sell all your possessions. So listen, if you want to get rid of one of them, I don't mind, owning one. But I'm just saying, so there's the contradictions as it relates to that situation. And so again, it's a conundrum, just like January 6th, just like voting for Trump. All these things are conundrums, right? And we don't have answers. But he tried. But y'all know what I say about people who try. Okay. All right. So that's what that was. I just wanted to make that clear that cool, man, good deed. But let's align it to the scriptures before you try to just oppose a different perspective. All right, y'all. Listen, this has been an exciting time, but y'all guess what time it is? This is the best part of the show. Lee Black, holler at him for a minute about when freedom ain't really free.
And I'm gonna keep it short, folks. And I'll start by saying how much I really missed you guys, because this is an outlet. And I don't mean that just on a personal level. I mean on an intellectual level. This forum that you've created, it's a release, and it's a form of freedom for me, because I work in a constrained way where I have to be on stage. Every waking hour that I'm working, that pays my bills. You know what I'm saying? So I have to put on my good voice and be my good self and all those good things when I come on Zoom camera. And so the thing of it is, we live in the land of the free, the home of the brave, and we always touting our freedoms, and I hate my brother Dwayne on here, because he's he fights for our freedoms. He's a military, and I respect the hell out of that. I'm not going to do it, and so he's doing it. So I appreciate him for doing that. With that said, are we really free? And Brother Brent, you've been talking about who we are as African Americans in this country. Are we really free? I could name a few subjects right now where we're not free to even talk about it, not in a real way. Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade's son, Zaire, and yes, I called him a son. Dave Chappelle, transgenders, the work ethic of Americans, critical race theory, getting vaccinated. I could keep going on and on and on. Somebody once said that eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. And certainly when as adults we fail to vote, or as students we fail to educate ourselves, we definitely not carrying out and living up to our true tenets of freedom. But you know what the biggest assault on freedom is now? It's coming from intellectuals. Because what's happening is they're assaulting our independent thinking. They want everybody to march to the same beat like we're robots. And so what's happened in America, where we stop making goods and services, we don't excel at anything anymore, we're lagging behind. And I'm not saying all that to say that I want to go to another country. As you said, Brother Brenton, I'm not an African American. I'm a regular American. I don't know jack shit about Africa, and I don't want to go there. So I love America. Having said that, though, we are falling desperately behind in terms of who we are as actual Americans, in the sense that we haven't been free for a long time. So while we're kidding ourselves and nitpicking over these smaller arguments, in a grand sense, we all are enslaved. And if we don't watch it, the Matrix don't shut us all down.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, brother. And I ain't Neo, neither am I Morpheus, but you know what I'm saying. I do believe I am out of the Matrix, though. Man, so listen, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for being on with me this morning. This is the family, y'all still have time. We have given some very amazing topics and have given some amazing points. And I want to shout out to Shahana for giving us a sticker. Thank you so much, ma'am. And will there be another before we go? And so with that being said, I would like to start with our final thoughts. And ladies, one of you, Devin, would you mind giving us the final thought?
Sure. I want to say that I ain't knocking religion. I just have issues with organized religion because of my own experience with a lot of preachers and pastors, things like that. So if you want to preach the love of God and things like that, I have no problem with that. But I do have a problem when you tell people to come worship with you, because you could easily go on live and have somebody worship with you online or things like that, and ask them to drop clothes off at a shelter and things like that. So I side-eye anybody who's promoting a religious organization, even if he claims nobody gets a salary, because he's also a millionaire and could donate and do his own thing. But at the same time, just so y'all know, they have really good massage chairs at his place. They have free headphones, Bose headphones, and good screens. And I'm gonna need him to drop a check to TFG for this free out.
Hello, somebody. Thank you. I sure appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. All right, brother Kenny, what you got, brother?
Oh, man, I got to follow that.
I apologize.
But no, I'm getting ready to be a little serious for a moment. This is the month of October. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I'm speaking on behalf of my dear departed mother, who died from breast cancer at the age of 53, almost 16 years ago. And I just want to speak to all the women, especially Black women. Make sure you get those mammograms. Make sure you get those tatas checked. My mother died within 3 months after she was diagnosed. It had already spread like that. So, ladies, take care of your bodies, take care of yourself, and if something don't feel right, make sure you go get checked out. So that's my final thought.
And men too, because men can get breast cancer.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm speaking to you, ladies. I get it. Yeah, I got that.
Well, man, I appreciate you, man. Bless your mother and your whole family, man.
Yes, sir.
appreciate you sharing that, man. Madam Rue.
I don't know if I've told this story before. Did I tell you when I had to laugh at myself? I'm gonna tell it real quick.
Okay.
So my whole point is sometimes you need to laugh at yourself, and I feel like people lose that part. It's like it's okay to find yourself funny. So I left the bathroom light on. I did not know I did that.
Behind you?
No. So I left the light on in the bathroom, but I thought my husband was in there. So me trying to be funny, I kicked the door in, like I'm talking about karate kick the door.
Okay.
Busted through that mug and then realized that he wasn't in there. So I was like, dang. And this was the day that I was forgetting a lot of things.
Mhm.
So I was like, dang, I left the light on. Well, unbeknownst to me, he was laying in the bed watching me the whole time. So he saw me karate kick the door, call myself stupid, laugh at myself, and walk out the room. And didn't say not a thing, not even a little snicker. So when I came back in the room, saw him, and I said, "You been in here this whole time?" And he busts out laughing. I'm like, you know what? You right. That mess was funny. So I say that to say this. Laugh at yourself sometime. It's okay. Same with the comedians. Let them make fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
Stop canceling everybody. Shoot.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think he wasn't laughing because he probably figured out how he gonna fix that door you kicked in.
It was a high kick too. I was like,
Yeah, he probably wasn't mad. Fix that door, man.
Right.
Okay, all right. Anyway, thank you, man. Thank you for the
You're
laughter.
welcome.
All right, Brother Black.
My final thoughts is on a personal note, what has been a very, very tough month, is turning out very good in so many different ways. Because for me, it's about mental wellness. Brother Kenny talked about, our physical well-being. My 86-year-old mom went down with her health issues, and we had family meetings, and I talked to you guys and come to you guys and talk about the power of mental health, mental wellness. What we don't do enough of is what Ruth says. We don't laugh at ourselves. We don't laugh with each other. We take ourselves way too serious. And when I said a moment ago, I truly missed you guys, I watched the show. I went back and watched the show with Miss Devin, and it killed me. I wanted to be on the show so bad, because I miss the conversation, to be able to articulate ourselves in such a way and have such differing of opinions. And we do it with such style and grace, and class, that we might not always agree with each other. But each show you ended, it's a brotherhood and a love and a sisterhood. And so I talked to my family about not just worrying about my mother's physical health. We had to build her from the ground up mentally, because she was feeling unloved, believe it or not.
Wow.
And when you can hit a certain age where you think you don't matter anymore, but that's not just an old person thing.
Right.
There's many people that may be watching this very show that's tuning in to hear what we have to say, and you matter. And laugh with us, disagree with us. Hopefully you take something away from with us. And I truly appreciate talking to all of you, because you guys mentally kept me strong, kept me locked in, and I missed y'all.
Man, miss you too, brother. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, miss you, my brother.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And I want to say this, that I appreciate all you. Yeah, man. Everybody's been there. And so it's important to have relationship. Like, this relationship is important to me, because I appreciate everybody coming on here and doing their part to be an example to people that look like us and say that, yeah, we can make this thing make sense, and we can get deep too. And we can sit up here and talk about all the things that we need to talk about and flip it in such a way where it shouldn't offend you. And if it did, tell your mama. Okay, so so anyway, this is what we do, right? And so we were born to do this. And so, I remember in a different world where they promoted just that innovation and being about, power to the people. So, it's not about being black or whatever ethnicity you are. Power to the people, right?
Yeah, right.
And so that's just what we're doing. And so, all right, well, I'm speaking to Adam now, and so this is my final thought. I know he's gone, but he'll come back and watch. You know, I appreciate that first grade school picture he had on there too. That was really cute.
Yeah.
All right, so listen. I was so ready to that go.
You know, my lip was about to bleed. I was about to go in on that dude.
Yes. So I want to ask you guys a question. What do you do when life deals you a strong blow? Yeah.
You roll with the punches. You roll with it.
Okay. Well, let's take a look and see what happens. Maybe.
You get an umbrella. Get an umbrella. I don't know.
Is it past her bedtime, folks?
She forgot.
It's Halloween.
I'm telling you. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll say it again, and then maybe it'll happen. All right. Take two. So, my final thought. You got like 30 seconds to get this.
Oh, he's just gonna sit there. Oh, okay.
Oh, he chilling. Okay. Okay. He took that like a G. He took that like a real G.
I'm having a Kenny moment. Wait, hold on. Take it off the screen first of all. Yeah. Okay.
What was going on before?
Yeah, I wonder why you hit the man.
Okay, well, the whole thing just went to trash, so it doesn't matter. So, this is what I will say. Okay, here it is on the fly. I don't know what happened. And so all I'm saying is whatever he did, I'll make sure I ain't gonna do it because I don't want to take that lick.
That's right.
Man, he just took it like a G, bro. He got a 10.
I don't know what.
No, he got a whole face. He got a whole face.
I don't know what life does when it give you a blow, but I just ain't gonna get it. I ain't gonna figure out what he did because I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah, me too.
That just went to trash, but that's the way we do it here. Thank you. I appreciate it. She said it's a spider. Well, okay, we're gonna get you.
Oh, that's not a little spider. That's a big spider.
Okay. Well, Adam. Can you come help her?
Oh my God. Bro, this thing's like this big.
Oh my goodness. Well, get your gun out, honey. You
okay. We done.
Okay, right. All right. That's Rude. That's Kenny. That's Black. And that's Devin. Listen, y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday. We out of here.
Peace.
Oh, snap.
Peace.
We're going to shut off on time?
No.
No. Okay. Well, let's just watch her look like, get on top of the chair. Yeah.
Bro.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
Snap. Look, I like all animals and I won't kill them, but that thing is huge.
It's huge. Well, my wife is mad now because I ain't gone. So I'm gonna tell y'all what. I'm gonna leave all y'all on here on Facebook and